Hi, my dear students. I am Praveen and I am welcoming you to the IFRS classes. And in this class, today we are discussing the new concept as well as the new chapter of IFRS called as Accounting for Assets and Liabilities. Once again, I am repeating you Accounting for Assets and Liabilities. This is the second unit or chapter of your IFRS subject, accounting for assets and liabilities. This is very most important chapter here. We getting more than 28 marks in this chapter. We getting more than 28 marks in this chapter. Therefore, it has. So in this chapter, it has the different accounting standards. So among those the different accounting standards, we getting the problems in some important accounting standards. Here that when we are moving on the accounting standards, before that we should know about some important terms. We should know about some important terms. That is what we called as assets, current liabilities, and liabilities. Among those, first we have to be, so here, first we should know about what is meant by assets. First we should know about the what is meant by asset. Here, what is meant by asset is nothing but. So in the accounting subjects, we are written the different meanings. Whereas in the IFRS subjects, we are have a different meaning about the accounting standards. So therefore, herein, what is meant by assets here? Assets is nothing but an asset is a resource with economic. See, they given the meaning. So what is that meaning means? An asset is a resource which economic value that an individual or corporation or country owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide future benefits. Means, see, this is the IFRS standards meaning they given. What is meant by assets is nothing but an asset is a resource. Either it may be a buildings or it may be a fixed assets or it may be a current assets or anything else. So that they tells us an asset is nothing but it is a resource. Resource is nothing but which has the economic benefit, and it is very easy to convert into a cash. It is very easy to convert into a cash. That is what we called as a resource. Resource is in the form of physical or in the form of intangible. So anything else. Why? Because certain human resource they doesn't have any tangibility. Whereas the physical resource, it has the tangibility. In that situation, what I am telling is an asset is nothing but an asset is a resource. Resource either it may be a financial resource or it may be a physical resource or it may be a human resource or it may be a natural resource, anything else with economic value. So economic value is nothing but it is ready to sell. It is ready to sell that an individual, corporation or country owns means they have or controls. They are controlling these assets. They are controlling these assets with the expectation what they are expecting. Either the individual person or the corporation or the country, anyone, either the individuals or the corporation or the country, anyone having the asset means what they are expecting is nothing but that will provide future benefits for us. Future benefits means when we are having the difficulties, when we are having the problems of finance, in that situation, so assets gives the financial benefits for us, Our future benefits, when we sold it, we get the money. In that situation, it is very easy to convert the cash form, means that type of what we called as asset. So that type of thing what we called as asset. Asset is nothing but, once again I am repeating you, asset is a resource which has the economic value. Asset is a resource which has economic value, which has the economic value, that an individual, corporation or country owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide the future benefit. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Here example of, yes, the another one is the example of assets. Yes, the example of assets here. What are the examples we have here? Those examples, yes, those examples they are given here. So the cash is also a asset. It is a current asset. Cash is a current asset. Investment is a current asset. Accounts receivables, inventory, supplies, land is a fixed asset. Building is a fixed asset. Equipments and vehicles is a fixed assets. What happening here, these are all the examples of assets they are given. So we should, when we are moving to the accounting standards, before that we should know about the assets. We should know about the assets, and we should very well known about the examples of the assets. See, one formula gives us what is meant by asset. So this formula tells us what is meant by assets. Here, what is meant by assets? That tells us what is meant by assets is nothing but assets equals liability plus owner's equity or capital. So this formula is very well known. We are very well known this formula. So this formula tells us what it means in a simple terms. In a formula, they explains us. So simply, assets is nothing but liabilities plus capital. That is what we called as assets. After that, the next one here, current assets. This is the another important term we should know about. Current assets. See, what is meant by current assets? So it is also an important term here. It is also a important term here. We should know about the current assets. What is meant by current asset is nothing but current assets are short-term economic resources. What is meant by short-term economic resources? There are two types, long-term or short-term. What about the short-term? It is a short-term is nothing but, so within 1 year, we are very easily converting this into the cash form. That is what we call as short-term economic resource that are expected to be converted into cash. See, this is what I am telling means, so it is very easy to convert into the cash form within 1 year. It is what we call as current assets. Current assets is nothing but, so it is a short-term resource. It gives the benefit within the 1 year. For example, it means in a long-term economic resources means they gives the economic benefit 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. Above the 1 year, they are not given the economic benefit within 1 year. So they given the economic benefit above 1 year. They may be 10 years, after 10 years, after 5 years, after 20 years, they given the economic benefit. Whereas the current assets or the short-term economic resources, this gives the within 1 year benefit. So that what are those current assets here? What are those current assets? Here is nothing but, so the current assets, the current assets here, those what we called as cash, cash equivalents, accounts receivables, inventory, and various prepaid expenses, those what we called as current assets. These are all the examples of the current assets. After that, we are moving on. The next one here, fixed assets. We are moving on. The next one here, fixed assets. Yes, next one we are moving on, fixed assets. See, what is meant by fixed assets? See, fixed assets is nothing but, fixed assets are a long-term economic resources. See, before that we are discussing the short-term economic resources. Now we are discussing about the fixed assets. So what is meant by fixed assets is nothing but, fixed assets are the long-term resources such as plants, equipments, buildings, and plant equipments, buildings. Yes, and here fixed assets is nothing but, it's a long-term resources such as plant, equipment, and buildings. So means it gives a long-term economic benefits. But in certain situations, there is a depreciation placed here. There is a depreciation placed here. Because of the depreciation, so it is a loss for the organization. So it is not reflecting in the books of accounts. But you should remember here, what is meant by fixed assets is nothing but, fixed assets are the long-term resources. So here, this gives the long-term benefits to the users of organization. So those long-term resources here, plants, equipments, and buildings. After that, the next one here, financial assets. See, this is also one of the most important term here, financial assets. So here, financial assets. What is meant by financial assets is nothing but, financial assets represents the investments in the assets and securities of other institutions. This is very, very important. Financial assets is nothing but, here those financial assets, so it is also one of the type of the asset. Here, these assets are representing the investments in the assets. Investment in the assets means our organization, they are going to purchase the assets of another organization. Securities of another organization means we are investing the money into the others, means the some other X company or Y company, Z company, we are investing the money into the another company, we are purchasing the another company shares, either it may be a preference shares or it may be a equity shares. Those shares we are purchasing, that investment we made to purchase the assets, to purchase the shares, to purchase the securities. So that type of assets what we called as the financial assets. So financial assets includes, what are those financial assets means? They are the examples for financial assets. The first one is the stock, sovereign and corporate bonds. Preferred equity means preferential share capital, preferential shares, equity shares, and other hybrid securities means other different type of long-term and short-term securities, bonds, Each and everything what we called as, those are examples of financial assets. Those are examples for financial assets. After that, next we are moving here intangible assets. Next we are moving here intangible assets. What is meant by intangible assets? Here the intangible assets means, it is very, very important, intangible assets. Here intangible assets are economic resources. Intangible assets are economic resources that have no physical presence. They include patents, trademarks, copyrights, and goodwill. So this is very, very important here. What is meant by intangible assets? They are asking for you for the 2 marks questions. 2 marks questions they are asking for you. Yes, what is meant by intangible assets? Intangible assets andre ಏನು? Here intangible assets also having the economic benefit. It also having the value. It also having the benefit. So that have no physical presence. See, this is very, very easy. The simple meaning tells us the intangible assets which we cannot see, which we cannot touch, which we cannot smell it, feel it. So this type of assets what we call as intangible assets. They are given the examples regarding the intangible assets. Those are the examples here: patents, trademarks, copyrights, and goodwill. So these are all the examples of intangible assets. This question is asking for 2 marks. After that, the next concept here, liabilities. The next concept here, the liabilities. What it means? According to the IFRS, IFRS tells us the different meaning about the assets and liabilities, as well as now in the liabilities. So what is meant by liabilities? Liability is a company legal debitor obligation that arises during the course of business operations. Liabilities are settled over time through the transfer of economic benefit, including money, goods, or services. This is the 2 marks question. Here, what is meant by liability is nothing but a liability is a company's debt. Company's debt means it is a company loan they're getting from the different sources, from the financial institutions, from the different types of persons, different companies they are investing, shareholders' money. These are all what we called as, it is a debt or dues. It is a debt or dues. Here, what is meant by liability is nothing but liability is a company's legal debt obligation. Obligation here nothing but it is a objective. Obligation nothing but it is a objective that arises during the course of business operations. That arising during the course of business operations. Liabilities are settled over time through the transfer of economic benefits, including whether we are transferring in the money form, or we are transferring the goods, or we are giving certain sum of services for their debt. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಡೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಸಾಲ. ಆ ಸಾಲ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ, ಮನಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ liabilities, meaning of liabilities. After that, the next one here, After that, the next one here, this is the most important accounting schedules, sorry, accounting standards. So these accounting standards is very, very essential. Before we are moving on the accounting standards, you should read that accounting standard once. Why? Because without knowing the meaning of accounting standards, it is very, very difficult to know the each and every accounting standards. Basically, in the first chapter, we given the introduction about the accounting standards, meaning of the accounting standards, definition of the accounting standards, each and every information regarding the accounting standards, why we are started, what is the need of accounting standards, benefits of accounting standards also, we are discussing in the first unit, right? What about in the now? In this chapter means, here in this chapter, we are discussing about the in detail information of each and every accounting standards. Before we are discussing these standards, you should remember that what are the converged Indian accounting standards. This is very, very essential. What are the converged Indian accounting standards, that is converged with IFRS? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜ್ಡ್ IFRS ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ನೋಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಕನ್ವರ್ಜ್ಡ್ IFRS ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ converged IFRS accounting standard from Indian accounting standard 1 to andre Indian accounting standard 1 in the Indian accounting standard 1 in the total Indian accounting standard 115 ವರ್ಗುನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ the first one is the property, plant and equipment. The first one is the property, plant and equipment. The first one is the property, plant and equipment. The first one is the property, plant and equipment, Indian accounting standard 16. Property, plant and equipment, Indian accounting standard 16. So this is the first accounting standard here. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ 16. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ 40. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಸೊ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ 40. Government grants, Indian accounting standard 20. Borrowing cost, Indian accounting standard 23. Intangible assets, Indian accounting standard 38. Impairment of assets, Indian accounting standard 36. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು? PPE ಒಂದು, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್, ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ಸ್, fourth one is the borrowing cost, fifth one is the intangible asset, sixth one is the impairment of asset, seventh one is the leases, eighth one is the revenue from contract with customers, ninth one is the provisions, contingent assets and contingent liabilities, 10th one is the events after the reporting period, and the last one is the accounting policies, estimates, errors and Indian accounting standard 8. Totally Totally 12 accounting standards we are discussing in this unit. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ 12 ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ 1 6 marks ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, 2 7 marks ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, Indian Accounting Standard 16, Government Grants, Indian Accounting Standard 20, Borrowing Cost, Indian Accounting Standard 23, Intangible Assets, Indian Accounting Standard 38, Impairment of Assets, Indian Accounting Standard 36, Leases, Indian Accounting Standard 70. Total ನಮಗೆ 6 ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ.